are words we use all the time in class, so get used to it. This is what you're going to hear. So, and I thought that was sort of a nice icebreaker too for the questions.
Yeah.
Right. I did figure it would be somebody from your class that started the questions. But so what actually, considering all the topics you're studying in your sexuality class, what led you to ask about having someone come in for this? Any idea?
I think, well, actually, I had a syllabus from a student whose roommate took the class a previous semester, and that instructor did have some speakers come in from another organization. So, there was some rumblings about the potential of having speakers come in this time around too. So I started to look for speakers, and I think last or 2 shows ago you detailed the email bouncing back and forth until it landed in your laps. And that coupled with I had told you watched a documentary that detailed female to male transsexuals, and again the students had a lot of questions, and it was I think the documentary was very well done, and we received a lot of information, but it wasn't interactive, and I couldn't answer from an experiential point of view, so that definitely sort of strengthened my desire to find someone who could come in and do just that for them. So.
It was great. Actually, we do have a couple of female-to-male transsexuals in our group, and hopefully we will have more. So maybe we can we can bring one.
Well, if you remember that was the request as we were leaving the building.
I do remember somebody saying that.
That's right.
Please come back and please bring some male-to-female transsexuals.
See if we can. Yeah, we have a couple in the group now,
or female-to-male rather.
Yeah. So hopefully we can do that, because they're certainly an interesting bunch.
And I know I've heard about a few others in the state that aren't directly in our group that we might get to know in time as well.
Yeah, great. Because that's a whole, it's similar, but it's a different perspective.
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, nlcTrans, you're on the air.
Good evening. My name is Fabiola, and I'm Professor Rockley's student. I wanted to know how difficult it was to actually be involved in a relationship after you've been through this transition.
Oh, God.
Why didn't you bring it up?
It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's not impossible either. Certainly, I can speak from experience. I've been in multiple relationships. I am not a slut, but I have been in multiple relationships, and I, in fact, just ended a relationship with my fiance, Dan.
Aww.
Dan.
Although he's still clinging. He won't quite go away, but oh well. Anyway, but it's hard.
So we likely, following up on that, we likely face a lot of the challenges that any other women face.
Yes.
I mean,
I think
trying
that's true.
to separate the princes from the toads.
Yes. Yeah. And or frogs. I have been kissing a lot of frogs trying to find that prince.
Yeah, obviously there's an element involved that, no matter who you're getting in a relationship with, there are certain things about you, your personality, your traits, the things that annoy other people, that if you're going to be in a relationship with someone, they have to learn to accept and love. We have an additional complication, or I should say a different complication. It's not, from what I've experienced, it's not really that different. It's a matter of finding somebody who's willing to accept and love you for who you are, not somebody who wants you to be somebody different.
Right. Exactly.
Thank you for answering my question.
Well, thank you for calling in.
Thanks.
Okay, good.
Bye-bye.
Well, Tara did tell her class, so we're hoping that lots of them are going to go.
Well, that's cool.
This is your opportunity to ask those questions you didn't get to.
By all means, call us up. And we'll talk about Dan all you want.
Talk about Dan all you want.
Dan and his little dog, Darwin. We'll call him Darwin. Darwin and Dan. I do love that little dog, but
this is the we like Darwin, but we don't like Dan hour.
Yeah. Darwin was a cute dog. He was a sweetie, and he loved me to death. But I will miss him. Ooh,
Two
calls. Line 2. Good evening, nlcTrans. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Do you still have penises?
Those of us that haven't actually had the sex reassignment surgery do, yes.
I'm sorry, I have what?
Penises.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's that the penis and the scrotum get turned inside out when you have sex reassignment surgery. So until you actually have that surgery, you do have those parts.
Yes.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay.
Go to line one.
Not sure what that was.
Not a student.
Good evening, nlcTrans, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Tara Broccoli. This is Destiny from your class.
Hi.
My friend wants to know if her boyfriend's not giving her orgasm, what should she do? Should she tell him or not?
If I could you repeat?
Heard.
My friend wants to know, like, if
Your
her
boyfriend
boyfriend is not giving her orgasm, like, what should she do? How should she tell him?
Because she might actually have some specific knowledge about how it all works.
Yes. Well, I can tell you that in my case, my most recent boyfriend was actually fairly good at that, and
Feedback.
Can you back away from your TV just a little?
Sure, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, and I have actually been orgasmic with my most recent boyfriend, but I think that in general, I mean, the surgery that I had is such that my anatomy is pretty much identical to a natal female's anatomy, and it works pretty much exactly the same. And I'm not sure that there's, having not been a natal female, I'm not sure that
How to judge a difference?
how to judge the difference. But I know that all my parts are correct and they're in the right places, and the feelings are correct. So I think it's not really very different from any other woman.
Okay. She said thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, yeah. I enjoyed I'm enjoying the show right now. I'm looking at it. Wow.
Great.
Thanks.
Yep.
Oh, an interesting question.
But it's one of those things
Yeah.
that people are desperately curious about.
Yeah.
And the fact is that the surgery, the surgical techniques have gotten sophisticated enough
Yes.
over the 30, 40 plus years now,
Yeah.
60 plus years that they've been doing it, that they can maintain nerve endings in all the right places.
Yes, it's quite remarkable. It's a very well perfected surgery, and the anatomy is very, very good when you're done. It's in fact, I have been told many times that gynecologists usually can't tell, that they just assume
From the outside.
they assume that you've had a hysterectomy, and then you basically have to tell them. Now I have not. I certainly don't keep anything from doctors, so I would tell a doctor up front. But I have been told that, and certainly my anatomy is. I'm very happy with it. It's very correct.
Plumbing and electricity.
It all works. It all works, and I'm very happy about that. I just need a man, that's all. Which is the problem. The problem isn't the anatomy, it's the lack of a man to go with it. They didn't tell me that part before the surgery.
Doctors can't do much there.
Well, actually, my doctor is a doll. Dr. Broussard is so cute and so nice.
With
And the little French accent, oh, God. I had my surgery in Montreal by Dr. Broussard, Dr. Pierre Broussard, who is just a sweetheart of a man, and very, very experienced and very, very knowledgeable, and he's done like over 1,000 of these surgeries. I love Montreal.
and he probably gets 10 to 15 new girlfriends a month.
Yes, I know he does. He does, I know. It's, when I was recovering in La Maison de Convalescence in Montreal, he would come in every day and check on us in this whole house full of girls, and there would be this collective sigh when he walked in, because he was such a doll. And I am hoping